The top 5 ways that you can prepare yourself for technological disruption. Hello, my name is Dr. Ricky Keys. There have been economists that have said that the number one issue that is facing American jobs is not Asia, as a lot of people think. Automation is having a significant impact on your job. To show you how Asia is not as big a dominating factor as it was in the past, we're now starting to see jobs being disrupted in Asia. There are planned layoffs in Asian countries because automation is actually taking those jobs. Before getting into detail about what you could do to address this situation and make sure that you're prepared for this disruption of jobs because of automation, let's talk about the primary reason why these disruptions are happening. The primary reason that disruptions are happening in the American economy in particular is because the cost of labor is significantly higher than other countries across the globe. Companies are trying as best they can to significantly reduce the labor costs, because if you address the labor costs, you have an opportunity to, number one, increase the level of productivity. And the second thing you have the ability to do is reduce the cost that's associated with that level of productivity that you're trying to accomplish. You can see this trend everywhere. Restaurants are experimenting with self-service kiosks. If you go to any Walmart on any given day, you'll see the self-checkout line is longer than the lines that are used by cashiers to check out customers in the normal fashion that we've become accustomed to. The first industry that was impacted by this trend was self-service gas stations. We've seen tellers who used to sit in the booth and would provide an opportunity for you to buy gasoline. They've been replaced with self-service checkouts at the gas pump. A survey by Deloitte Denmark conducted last year showed the following expectations for part and full-time job losses over the next 5 years due to this technological disruption. Finance, banking, and insurance jobs will decrease by 60%. Media, communication, and information jobs will decrease by 37%. Property, sales, administration, and retail jobs will decrease by 35%. Industry, manufacturing, energy, waste management will decrease by 31%. Business consulting, lawyers, accountants, IT, travel agents, cleaning, recruiting agencies, etc., they will decrease by 30%. Commerce, retail, transportation, hotels, and restaurants will decrease by 30%. The public sector, even the public sector is not immune to this. Government jobs will be impacted by technological disruption. So, the public sector, including government, municipalities, education, health, and police, they will see a significant reduction by 27% over the next 5 years. Agriculture, forestry, and fishing will experience a 22% reduction in jobs due to technological advancements. And then finally, construction jobs like contractors and craftsmen, they will see a decrease of 6%. So these are significant job opportunities that will see major disruption due to technological advancements. The question is, what can you do to prepare yourself for this tsunami of technological disruptions that will affect our economy? Number one, embrace automation. It doesn't matter the analogy you use. The die has been cast, the train has left the station. Whatever you want to use, this situation is happening and there's nothing that we can do about it. The only thing that we can do is that we can embrace the situation. If you embrace the situation, what you've decided to do is that you understand that there are challenging times ahead, and the only viable thing for you to do is to realize that there are changes happening in the economy, and that the only way that you will survive and prosper during this time is that you embrace it. And the other thing is that you need to capitalize on it. We're going to talk about those things in the other 4 ways. Number 2, choose a profession that's not at risk of automation. There was a 2016 McKinsey report that basically identified the kinds of jobs that will be susceptible to automation. The jobs that carried the highest risk of being replaced with automation were low-skilled jobs, those jobs that were repetitive, jobs that could be easily replaced with a machine. Now, the challenge is those are not the only jobs that carry this significant risk. High-paying jobs can be replaced with artificial intelligence. These are jobs like accountants, lawyers, investment bankers, stockbrokers, insurance salespeople. These were white-collar jobs that carried a significant opportunity for growth, but artificial intelligence has the ability to even disrupt these types of jobs. Number 3, be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. This involves doing an inventory of all of your skills and your abilities and using those skills and abilities to be the person that actually does the disruption as opposed to being subjected to the disruption. Now, this may sound kind of harsh, but the bottom line is jobs are going to be available. Opportunity will exist. Are you going to be a part of the people who are being disrupted, or are you going to be the person that's doing the disruption? Number 4, be more human. One of the biggest problems with artificial intelligence and machine technology is that they are not human. They operate on zeros and ones, meaning programming. It's not sensitive. It doesn't perform problem solving as effectively as a human. It's not self-aware, and it doesn't have those other human characteristics that makes our economy viable. Number 5, be flexible. The challenge that you may have is that you may have to give up your comfortable situation, meaning you have the ability to stay in a specific location. You may have to be much more flexible in not only your location, but the amount of money that you're demanding, the profession that you may choose, the number of hours that you're prepared to work. So you may have to be a bit more flexible as opposed to being very strict in terms of what you want out of a profession. It is really going to be important that you exercise a level of flexibility in order to compete against other people who may be more flexible. Talent is a commodity. In essence, one person may have an equal level of talent as another person, but the job may go to the person that's more flexible. Technological disruption is happening. The only thing that we could do is prepare ourselves. I don't think that there's anything that we can do to try to stop this change. All we could do is prepare ourselves. And it's critically important that you exercise this willingness to change more than the next person, because we're competing for jobs. My name is Dr. Ricky Keys, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.